What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay. Friday, NBA Talk with Jay, man. Hadn't really been consistent on the shows, man. It's been days where not watching basketball, betting basketball, anything, man. But we here. It's Friday. Did feel like it was a good card, man. So thought that I would go live, man, for the people, for all the real ones out there, man. You see what I'm saying? What's up with you, G Swag? I see you, Sandro, Titans, Eddie Cash, Gary Smith, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Not here to waste your time, man. Pretty busy, packed Friday here, man. So might as well try and get straight to it, man. What's up with you, Peasy? I see you, my guy. Let me just see here. Something's going on with the shit, man. Okay. Well, it says zero people in here, but regardless, even if I'm in here talking to myself, let's get straight to it in this one, man. Let's try to find some cash on the card today, man. About to go through every game. About to go through every single game, tell you my thoughts, tell you what I would bet, man. Then we're gonna get up out of here, man. First game up. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit. Man, I hadn't went to the streets of anywhere in a while. Let's go over to the streets of Detroit in this one, man. They're Detroit laying 2 points at the house versus the Denver Nuggets in this one, man. The Nuggets have owned the Pistons. First off, the Pistons are balling right now. I mean, this team is shout out to Cade Cunningham. I know he's number one pick, all this, but the reason why he should get most improved players for the simple fact that he's the best player on the most improved team. Simple as that. People say, oh, he's only scoring 2 more points a game, all that. The way that the Pistons are playing, kind of could say that Bickerstaff could be coach of the year, but also on the other side as well. I feel like that Cade is really taking his team to another step. They've won 8 straight games. They just came off a game where they beat the Boston Celtics, man, as well. They're also 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. So they've been literally smoking everybody. Now, there were some cupcakes in there. They beat the Sixers, the Hornets, the Bulls back-to-back. They beat the Spurs after the Spurs pretty much giving up. And they beat the Hawks as well. I was on the Hawks and I was on the Clippers. That Clippers game really tripped me out, man. But it happens though. Shit, they've won 8 straight. They're absolutely balling. Now, honestly, obviously nothing good lasts forever, but I don't know if I could take the Nuggets here. They are coming off a back-to-back. They did lose to the Bucks yesterday, which that didn't surprise me whatsoever. It's not a 3rd and 4 back-to-back. They did have a couple of days off before that last game, but still wouldn't be surprised if you saw a Jokic, something like that, somebody like that pop up on the injury report in this game for the Nuggets. Honestly, I mean, we can't say that the Nuggets weren't playing well. Shit, they had just won 8 of the last 10 games as well. They're 7-3 against the spread last 10. Now, do I think that the Pistons, just being perfectly honest, do I think that the Pistons should be favored over a full squad Nuggets? Personally, I don't think so, but the Pistons are at the house. Sometimes you don't really want to fade a streak. You see what I'm saying? So the way that they're hooping is really kind of hard to go against the Pistons right now. But to be perfectly honest with you, like I don't think they should be favored over the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets were playing some really great basketball. Pistons won't really have some of those matchup advantages that they've been having in those past 8 games, in my opinion. But like I say, I watched that game versus Celtics. The defense is the reason why the Pistons are playing so well. But like I say, could I lay it with lay points with the Pistons here? Personally, I can't do it. They did open up at +1. But like I say, maybe the books know something that somebody's going to pop up on the injury report here for the Nuggets in this particular game. But like I say, I mean, it's going to be a great game to watch. This game will definitely, I mean, if the Pistons win this game, they can win their next couple games after this. So they could possibly go on an 11-game win streak. You know what I'm saying? They have a game tomorrow versus the Nets as well. If I had to bet this one, I would take the plus money. I think whichever team when this one was getting plus money, that's what I would take. I hate to say it, but I would probably have to go with the Nuggets, but this is a game that I'm staying off of. Honestly, don't want to bet against streaks right now. The way the Pistons are playing, 8-0 straight up. They're at the house as well. Home crowd with them. It's hard to go against them right now. So staying off this game, but don't necessarily agree with the line, man. Just being perfectly honest. Let's go over to the streets of ATL in this one. The nice streets of ATL. Hawks laying 11.5 points at the house versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in this one. The Thunder, one thing you kind of have to worry about, and this is shown in their betting lines lately as well. They hadn't been covering the spread. They're 1-4 against the spread last 5 games. You worry about some, and the Thunder should do this. they should try to taper off towards the end of the season. If they want to win a championship, if they want to go deep into the playoffs, you can't play every game like it's the playoff game. So that's something that I worried about with the Thunder, in all honesty. Like when they play every single game, they play it the same way. You have to respect it. But I'm watching the last game versus the Nets. They were down 15 points at the half, and I had to do a double take. I had to turn the game on just to see what's going on. Now, the Nets were playing really well for a lot of their game, and then the Thunder were BSing around. They were missing shots. They were making turnovers. They just weren't locked in. And then they flipped the switch. So I always respect teams that can flip that switch like, all right, come here. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop BSing around. Let's lock down. When you can do that, that's real signs of a championship team, man. It really is. But that first half, like, you still have to take something from that. The Thunder are tapering off. They noticing like, hey, we got the number 1 seed. Like, we pretty much got this shit locked up. At some point, they're going to have to taper off and just kind of not take games as seriously if they really want to go deep into the playoffs, man. So you got to remember, this is still the regular season. Once you've did everything to accomplish getting that number 1 seed, got home court advantage, at that point, that's when you kind of want to kind of just like scale things back a little bit. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't want to lay 11.5 with the Thunder here, man, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, the Hawks, I do think that they got better at the trade deadline. They don't always show it. And now, at one point, right before the trade deadline, they went in there covering 6 straight games. After not trade deadline, the All-Star break. Now, right after the All-Star break, they're only 1-3 against the spread and straight up as well. So, like I say, I mean, they've been playing some tough teams, playing them tight. They played the Magic tight. They played the Pistons tight. They beat the Heat. And then in their revenge spot, obviously the Heat were going to smack them. But if I had to bet this game, I would take the home dog getting the double digits in this one. Only problem is, I mean, like, we could see the Thunder being down. And then when they flipped that switch, they could have came back and covered that 17-point spread versus the Nets if they wanted to. Like, literally was down 16, 17, could have came all the way back. I think they had like a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then the Nets hit some important shots. But I would think that the Hawks take this game a little bit more serious. But like I say, with teams like the Thunder and today's NBA, the way that they play, it's really hard to go against them, to be perfectly honest with you, man. But if I had to bet it, I would take the Hawks plus the double digits in this particular game, man. Especially the way the two teams been playing. Like I said, I like what the Hawks did with those trades over there. What end up getting? They got Karis LeVert. They got who else did they get? Trey Mann. I don't really care about Niang, but Trey Mann and LeVert, they could do something for the Hawks here going forward, in my opinion, man. So this could be a spot where maybe the Hawks could stay competitive in this particular game. Like I say, the Thunder, they just kind of got their eyes set on bigger goals, as they should. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing Eastern Conference team, got 3 Western Conference games on deck as well, man. So I'd lean towards I'd be taking the Hawks plus 11.5 if I was betting this game. Let's go over to the streets of Boston in this one, man. Celtics land 2.5 points at the house versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, the game of the night. Now, the Cavs have lost to this Celtics team twice already this year, man. So Celtics are 2-1 versus the Cavs. Obviously, the Cavs have been balling out this year. They got 6 more wins than the Celtics as well. They've won 8 straight games. They've covered pretty much every spread coming out of the break as well. Coming out of the 4-0, straight up 4-0 against the spread as well, man, coming out of the break. Celtics coming off a bad loss. I know, me personally, I don't want to bet against the Celtics coming off a loss. It's not always that simple. Tatum was on skates as well, man. I forgot who it was. Had that boy Tatum at. I think that was Zora Thompson had that boy Tatum on skates. Boy, that boy wear ice skates. See what I'm saying? But Celtics still the best team in the league. 13-3 against the spread, coming off a loss, man. And then also 13-3 against the spread, 15-1 straight up, coming off a loss. I'm not betting against it, man. Then it was a 20-point loss as well versus the Pistons. We know that the Celtics are going to take this game serious. Also, Jaylen Brown did kind of tweak. He tweaked like his leg or his quad or something like that as well. His game time decision. I think the Celtics are going to take this game serious, but if Jaylen Brown really is a little banged up, the Celtics obviously need everybody. They need everybody to go up against this Cavs team because we've seen that the Celtics are a little bit vulnerable this year. If the Cavs, if they want to even the season series up today, they got to take this game. So great game to watch, maybe even live bet. Definitely don't want to bet against the after loss trend for the Celtics, man, where it's done so well all season. 15-1 straight up, which they pretty much just got to win this game, and then 13-3 against the spread. They're at the house. They're off a loss. I do think that they can hang with the Cavs, but it's just it's just about if the Cavs are going to take this game more serious than the Celtics. You see what I'm saying? Which we won't know that until we watch the game. But they do have some matchup advantages here. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, but down low, that's where their matchup advantage is. Mobley and Allen. That's the reason why I think that the Cavs can really hang with the Celtics, because that's where you can give them fits. They can lock you up on the outside. They can lock up Donovan Mitchell and Garland. It's possible one of them, but then you still got to. Now they got DeAndre Hunter, a lockdown defender that they can put on Tatum or Brown if he plays. But also Mobley and Allen is just too much for the Celtics down low, man. So Celtics somewhat have the advantage on the perimeter and maybe some wings, but the Cavs really have an advantage down low, in my opinion, man. So I'm staying off this game. You think that this would like to be a playoff type of game. Last couple games have went under. First game went over barely by 3 points, and then the last couple games went under lower totals than this one. Well, the second one was 237.5, but still 112, 105. These two, this is kind of turned into a rivalry here. Could be another under spot in this one. Both teams really taking this one serious as well, man. So really gonna be a great game. Definitely probably staying off this. So I do have a play today, but this game, I'd like to say I lean towards the Celtics, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cavs got it done. So I don't even have a lean on this one. Now, I'm going to talk about every game. I don't know why I'm talking about this one. Nets versus Blazers. Nets are actually not a bad team, man. It's crazy. And shout out to Jordy Fernandez, because no matter who's out there playing, he has those guys coached up nice, man. Now, they played a really great like 3 quarters. No, I'd say 2 quarters versus the Thunder. Really great. They were on the Thunder's ass, out hustling them. They run sharp, going crazy. They had a really great game. Then when the Thunder really locked up, then the Nets turned into the Nets. They act like they couldn't score. The defense really locked them up, man, to be perfectly honest with you, man. But like I said, they run sharp, absolutely dominated that game. 25 points, 15 rebounds. Zaire Williams, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Killian Hayes. They went and signed Killian Hayes and started him so they can tank, and now he looks like he want to play basketball. You see what I'm saying? So Nets don't have a bad squad. I think I saw some rumblings about Cam Thomas possibly coming back in this game. Yeah, Cam Thomas is going to come back in this one. But D'Angelo Russell's out in this one for the Blazers. Jeremy Grant and Avila. I know Avila got a little banged up in the last game. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't bet this game, man. The Blazers are obviously showing more will that they're showing that they want to win games more. They're definitely not out of the play-in tournament as well. Whereas the Nets, they're not out of the play-in tournament as well. But if they were smart, they probably would just go ahead and you know what I'm saying, just go like, you're not going to make the playoffs, man. So even if they made the play-in tournament, they would probably lose the first game. So Nets, yeah, they're still like the Bulls have that. So the Sixers obviously don't want it. Somebody got to get in there, motherfucker. The Bulls, they don't really want to be in there. The Nets are still not out of it. You see what I'm saying? They're a game and a half back out of that 10 slot there. So it's just crazy because the Sixers could have been in there. The Raptors, they're still not out of it as well, man. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets that last 10 slot on the Eastern Conference. Nets, Sixers, and Raptors aren't out of it. I'd say that the Sixers are out of it just because they're just pretty much giving up on the season, man. We'll talk about that in the next one. But Blazers, they are 4.5 games out of the play-in tournament over there, man. So I don't know what to do with this game. I'll tell you this: the Nets played the way they did last game versus the Thunder, even in the first half. What's up, Ronald? I see you, my brother. Definitely got to link up, my brother. Definitely, for sure. Nets play the way they did in the first half in that last game, they could definitely win this game, man, to be perfectly honest with you. But as far as trying to pick a side in this one, I wouldn't mess with it. Somebody in chat say he liked the over. Couldn't talk you off. Blazers been a lot better at scoring the ball, and the Nets have as well. Okay, that's one thing I can say. They've been scoring the ball, especially at the house. Have been playing a lot better, man. So maybe look towards the over now and look towards some props. Somebody in chat, let's say they like Cam Thomas over his 18 points in his pocket. Definitely can't talk you off there. You just worry about if he's a little rusty, but you also worry about, that he's going to get the shot attempts up though, for sure. All right, let's go over to the streets of Miami in this one. another team. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Half the NBA, I don't. Me personally, I can't tell you because hopefully everybody's out there doing better than I am, man. But half these teams, you don't know what you're gonna get from these motherfuckers, man. They day after day. The Heat are the perfect example of this shit, man. You would think that after they traded Jimmy Butler, that the vibes would be high and that they're ready to, make a playoff push and all this. 3-7 straight up against the spread last 10 games, man. And the Heat aren't a bad team. Hero, baller. Terry Rozier's falling off a fucking cliff, but Bam Adebayo seems to be sad that Jimmy's not there anymore. That's something that I really noticed. He seems like, I'm watching interviews, he really seems to be sad. It's just like he doesn't even want to be, like, he doesn't even want to be in Miami anymore. But Hero's been balling. I like the additions of Wiggins, Davion Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? I like those additions. It's kind of like the Hawks. It's like, I like those additions, but what are you going to do with it, though? You see what I'm saying? But like, you look at the Heat, they don't have a bad squad, man. Where? Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson coming off the bench, Hayward Highsmith, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Alec Burks, Kyle Anderson. This isn't a bad team, man. They don't have a bad coach. I don't know how to gauge them this year, guys. I'm not going to lie to you, man. The Pacers, they have done really well versus them. They already beat them twice this year. So the Heat beat them the first matchup. Obviously, that's with Jimmy Butler. Then the Pacers come back, get some revenge. I remember taking them in the revenge spot as well, man. Maybe the revenge spots aren't done. You see what I'm saying? But the Pacers have cleaned them up last couple of times, 119, 110, then 128 to 115. Pacers have won 4 of the last 5 matchups as well. They are playing some good basketball. I did see that Benedict Mathurin is going to be out. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I just saw that right before the show. Mathurin's one of those guys that won't really show up on the point spread. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think the spread went down or anything. He matters to their team. He matters to the Pacers team. Let me just see here. Yep, they didn't move the line at all. And I think that's incorrect. And I'm not going to say that the Pacers can't win this game by 5 or they're not going to cover, but I do know for sure Mathurin is one of those guys that he has an impact to the team, really offensively and defensively, rebounding, all of that good stuff. It's one of those to where he could be out, but it may not really it's not quantified. You know what I'm saying? Wiggins and Adebayo game time decision for the Heat. I don't know what to do with the Heat, man. I think they could actually match up with the Pacers, to be honest with you. You know that the Pacers bullshit around sometimes, but sorry to waste your time. I have no idea on this game, mainly because of the Heat. I think they have a good squad, but you never know what you're going to get from them. Pacers have been playing well. Won 4 of the last 5, won 3 or 4 coming out of break. All of those games were at the house, though, but 3-1 against the spread. Pacers aren't like they were at the beginning of the season. They're coming to ball now. I got Neesmith, another one of those guys that doesn't show up in the stat sheet in the box score a lot, but it means a lot to their team, man. Just grittiness, defense, stopping the other defenders. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys like in the chat? I don't know what to do with the Heat, man. Probably have to just stay off their fucking games, man. He say got to hop on the head and spread ski one time, but you might be sleeping. Yeah, no, I definitely need to do that one time for the one time. My guy Juju say he like Cavs over 233.5. He says Heat stink. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not a bad assumption there as well. They definitely be on some other shit sometimes. Tasha says she like Heat team total in the first half over 53.5 is actually not a bad look. B Daddy likes the Heat plus the 4. Put it in reverse, Terry. Terry, put it in reverse. What up, Juju, my guy? Terry, what is you doing? Terry is ass now, bro. Cause bro just stopped working on his game. He say, where is S dot? But say 2.5 is even better. Yeah, Ronald, I'll definitely come through one day. It's probably not gonna be tonight, but maybe one day next week I'll come through in there with you one time, man. Let's go over here. I really just want to get to these games I like, man. Grizzlies versus Knicks, gonna be a great game, man. I know in a few days we'll have a really good spot. Someone I forecasted a really good spot for the Knicks. This one I don't really know. Now I can't say this is a major revenge spot for the Grizzlies. Last time they faced them in New York, I was on the Knicks in that one. Man, they smoked them, bro. 143. No, I wasn't on that game. 143 to 106. Yeah, this was about a month ago. 143, 106. They absolutely smoked the Grizzlies by 37 points. They got to remember that. These are two very even teams as well, like rosters, their strengths, weaknesses, all that type of stuff. Same record as well, man. But the Grizzlies, where the difference is, they have a much better ATS record. They're 35, 22, and 1 against the spread, whereas the Knicks aren't even 500. They're 27, 30, and 1. You see what I'm saying? But same straight up record as well. The Knicks 0-5 against the spread last 5 games, man. 2-8 against the spread last 10 games. It's actually fascinating stuff. Now, 2 games in there, they played top teams of the East and showed that they couldn't hang with them. Faced the Cavs, got smoked by 37. Faced the Celtics, lost by 13 points of an L, and they was really down they was down 20 in the first half once again. They can't face Will versus Celtics. Well, they don't want to see any one of those teams in the playoffs. They probably want to hope that the Celtics, Cavs duke it out and they can try to get a nice bracket. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. They barely beat the Sixers, bro. Like, I don't know what to do with the Knicks right now, but I will in a few days. I'll tell you that right now. March 4th, there will definitely be a spot for the Knicks for sure. I'm telling you that right now. March 4th is a spot for the New York Knickerbockers. This one, I would have to side with the Grizzlies here to have major revenge in this particular game. They do play a lot better at the house as well. Obviously, 22-6 straight up at the crib, man. First game of back-to-back, but they got the Spurs tomorrow, man. So with this being revenge, I can only look towards the Memphis Grizzlies in this particular spot. Now, let's get over here, man, to the Bulls and the Raptors in this one, man. You got the Bulls going to the streets of Chicago. Bulls land 2 points at the house versus the Toronto Raptors in this one. And let me just check the injury report. I know that Vucevic, however you want to call him, I know he's game time decision. I mean, that he's out. He's doubtful in this one. So it's not that he's out, but he's doubtful. And that kind of leads me to believe that the Bulls, that the writing's on the wall, and it's like, let's play our young guys, man. I think the Raptors get this job done. Now, obviously, it'd be nice to have Scotty out there. He's game time decision. But if I'm gonna have quickly RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl out there, I got to take the Raptors +2 in this particular spot. I think the money line has went to +110. You never know, shit could change. It may not even play. Some of these games you're probably gonna have to wait until the last minute. You know how they do it, man. I just want to say one thing real quick because I was gonna have a whole thing today, and like, you know what I'm saying. Jaylen Brown's active in shoot around. I was gonna say like some words and all this other shit today, but I said, I'm not here to waste people's time. But one thing I have noticed, we know that the books are that the teams, the NBA, the leagues in general are in bed with the books. Some I've noticed more than them even caring about the fans, they care about taking money from bettors. That's something I noticed here really like this past 2 years. They would rather get the kickback from people losing money on betting, whether it's props, size, totals, whatever. They'd rather get that money than worry about the fans even coming to the games. And it's absolutely sickening, but that's why they play with the injury report. They want to fuck the heads up of the bettors. They don't want you to they don't want you to make money off this betting. They don't care about the fans anymore. And the integrity of the game is just really gone. But I just had to say, I'm not going to say too much about it, but there's some I've noticed. And these are just facts. So they do not give a damn if you even come to the game or even watch it on TV. They're making so much money off people from the sports books, FanDuel, DraftKings, all this shit. When you see the players and the guys that's sending the info out, Shams, all this. When you see them signing deals with the sports books, like, come on, bro. They're not even trying to fucking hide it anymore. But I just want to say that, man. But I mean, we're Barnes play or not. I mean, we betting on the Bulls as a favorite right now. This will probably be the last game that they're favored for the rest of the season, in my opinion, man. They should not be a favorite in this one. The Raptors already got double revenge in this one. The Raptors do seem like they care a little bit more about trying to make that play-in tournament as well, man. So I know they're coming off of a couple straight losses, but Raptors still aren't a bad team in my opinion. I know that the Bulls have covered 4 straight games. They have, and they've been playing some teams tight. They played the Knicks tight, played the Suns tight, played the Sixers tight, and the Clippers. But you remember, now obviously all those games they were dogs. When you're a tanking team, you play your guys versus those big teams because you want to see where you're at. You want to develop the young guys. But then when you play another team that you have a worse record than and you're tanking, that's the game that you will see teams like, damn, where did the other good basketball go? I said all to say I'm on the Raptors here, +2, man. If you want to take money line, I'm not going to talk you off, but I feel like this is a Raptors spot in this particular game. Really like the Raptors +2 in this one. This is a really great opportunity for them to. I mean, this is really it for the Raptors. They win this game, they're still for the play-in tournament. They lose, you might can kiss it goodbye. So I mean, we don't even know if they want to be honest with you, man. I'm done trying to get in these players' heads, teams' head, try to figure out what the hell they want to do. But I honestly, I took Raptors +2 in this particular game, man. That's what I'm on. That's what my money's on. I know the Bulls been playing well, but I still think that personally, I feel like they don't necessarily want to win games, and I think that the Raptors, with if their guys play, I think this is a nice spot to take the dog in this particular game. I'm rocking with the Raptors in this one, man. We going to Jurassic Park. You see what I'm saying? Let's go over to the streets of Phoenix in this one, man. A few more games. Suns land 8 at the house versus the Pelicans. I can't find it anywhere. I want to bet Pelicans season win total under. They won't let me do it, so I guess in theory, like I would have to bet them against the money line every single game, and every time they win, it just makes it even a little bit better. So they're coming off a 3-game win streak. They might even rest Zion in this one. I don't think the Pelicans winning right now doesn't help them at all. Like I hated the whole tanking shit, but you got to be real with yourself. They're not going to the playoffs. They were at some point they were tied when they had 14 wins with the Wizards and the Hornets for the worst records in the league. Now you want to win? Now you want to win at this point in the season. It makes no fucking sense. They've won 3 straight. I went and looked at their schedule. They might win 2 or 3 more games for the rest of the season. If you know anywhere, tell me right now if you can bet Pelicans regular season win total under. I would bet that shit right now, man. So Zion's probably out for this one. He had a triple-double yesterday. He was the main matchup advantage. Problem is the Suns don't fucking care anymore. The Suns and the Sixers, biggest disappointments of the season by far. Neither one of them are going to make the playoffs and have great teams, have great coaches. They just don't. Don't even get me started. I don't even fucking know. But Suns 2-8 straight up last 10, man. Barely beat the Bulls. There was a game. What was that game they lost in overtime? They were up versus the Grizzlies the whole game, losing overtime. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. KD doesn't want to be there no more. He's going somewhere else next year. It's absolutely horrible. Honestly, I can't lay points with the Suns. I think it's the side. When I'm staring at it last night, -6, I think it's the right side. Could I go out there and feel comfortable laying 8 points with a team that does not fucking care anymore? I can't do it. I lean Suns. I think they get the job done. I can't bet it. I'm sorry. I can't do it, man. I cannot. I've lost so much money on the Suns and the Sixers this year, man. Really, I should really just be fading them, to be honest with you. But I know Zion's out there. I know that the Pelicans won't want to win this game. And like I say, I don't think they have many more wins. I think they might win 3 games for the rest of the season. So if you guys have Bovada, somebody let me know. But like looking at their schedule, so they're probably going to lose tonight. They got a game versus Utah. They got a game versus San Antonio. And they got a game versus Charlotte for the rest of the season. And they got 1 versus the Nets. So that's possibly 4 wins. That's the max that the Pelicans can get for the rest of the season. They will lose every other game, man. And they might lose a couple of those games as well. But I see them winning 4 more games max for the rest of the season. If anybody sees anywhere where you can take their regular season win total over or under, please let me know. I know it's not on Bet365. It's not on Caesars. It's not on ESPN Bet. I know that for sure. But if you can see it on Bovada or any offshore book or anybody that will take that action, I definitely would take Pelicans win total under right now. Now let's go over here to the streets of Utah in this one, man. Some news did come out right before the show. No, Anthony Edwards not going to play. He got a tech last night that's 16. He's suspended. You know what I'm thinking? So hold on, bro. The Jazz aren't trying to win. The shit went all the way down from like, I don't know what it went down from. It went all the way down to 2.5. And at that point, if I was at the casino, I would have bet. I'm like, bro, the Wolves can still beat them. Even with their, like, they still got guys like Terrence Shannon Jr. Like, I know it's a back-to-back going to altitude. Bro, the Jazz not trying to win. They're not trying to win. It's that simple. Will they win a few games? It's very possible. But, like, the Wolves, obviously they've been BSing around. Obviously, they need to come up, like, before the playoffs. They need to get in that mode. Naz Reid had a horrible night, only 3 points. Jay McDaniels, he had a horrible night. I know, like, he had 15. I'm telling you, bro, this dude missed so many layups. Me and my son watching the game. He couldn't buy a shot last night. I'm surprised he ended with 15. Terrence Shannon Jr. come off the bench, 25 points. Bro, dude is a fucking stud out there. They got DiVincenzo back. You see what I'm saying? DiVincenzo, Terrence Shannon Jr., Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I don't know if Conley's going to play. And it's going to be out for this one. But Jalen Clark, Jalen McDaniels, Naz Reid. Like, they still got guys. Luka Garza. the Wolves still finna win this game, and I wish I could have took the 2.5. Another thing I wanted to see if Laurie Marketing was going to be out. Marketing is out. We don't know if Kessler's going to play. But I mean, the Jazz, they're not. I mean, trying to bet them in a winnable game versus a team that's like a top tier team in the Western Conference. Like I think the Wolves are the right side here, even though it just went up to 4.5. I think the Wolves minus the 4.5 is the right side in this one, and I might get there because like this is a team that's been doing bad, been playing bad. Now they going up against just what the doctor ordered. If they can guard the 3-point line, you can beat the Jazz, man. It's that simple. Guard the 3-point line. They're gonna shoot a ton of threes, and if they're making them, then everything's good. When they're missing them, get blown out by 20, 30 points. I think the Wolves minus the 4.5 is the right side, to be perfectly honest with you, my guy. Last game, man. Let's go over to the streets of LA in this one. Lakers are starting to be a little bit overvalued. Honestly, I don't like this spot anymore. I did take the Clippers on the money line in this game. I didn't think it would get this high, but we saw Jackson Hayes get a little banged up. He came back and came in the game, but mainly LeBron. So first off, Luka is obviously still a little bit out of shape. We don't know if he's cleared to play back-to-backs. He's not on the minutes restriction anymore, but I'm watching the game. I'm like, bro, Luka or LeBron, one of them is sitting out this game. That's just what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Lakers been playing well, could possibly even make a run to the finals. It's very possible if they, you know what I'm saying, if Austin Reeves is going to play defense and not be a cone out there, because if they can get the defense right, they could possibly make a run. They've won 8 of the last 10 games, starting to get some synergy together. LeBron, Luka, you know what I'm saying, Austin Reeves, all these guys, they're starting to get some synergy out there, man. So the Clippers, they have been bullshitting. They hadn't covered. They're 0-5 against the spread last 5 games. And like BSing around with the Bulls, you can't do that. But there was Kawhi's first game back. Might even get Norman Powell back today as well. They definitely need him. So there could be a lot of things baked into this line from the Clippers going from +1.5 to -4.5. You know what I'm saying? I know during the game it even started to move like +1. Then now it was a pick. And then it was -1, -1.5. Then I wake up this morning, it's -4.5, man. So I did take Clippers money line -110. Now it's to the point where if someone, and there's a fishy ref in this game as well. I'm just hoping that all the money is gonna be on the Clippers. I'm hoping they don't do no fishy shit, man, because you know when all the money's on the Lakers, they don't cover. When it's all money's against them, then you know what I'm saying, that's when they cover, man. But I still feel like this is a particular spot where the Lakers might be a little bit fatigued, coming off 2 really highly emotional games. They had double revenge versus the Wolves and was up big in that one. And shit, that was a 3-point game late in the game. So that was why I was watching, because I wanted them to have to come back and give more energy at the end of the game. That's exactly what they had to do. 3rd game in 4 nights, back-to-back, coming off 2 emotional, high-intensity games. We know that the Clippers, they've lost their last time facing up against the Lakers was earlier this month. They lost by 25 points, man. So this is a major revenge spot for the Clippers in this one. Not major, but you know what I'm saying, they did get smacked the last time they faced them. I think this is a spot where Harden, Kawhi, and like shit, they need Norman Powell back as well. Their offense might get back to clicking in this one, and they're due to cover a spread as well. So like the Clippers, not gonna lie to you, the -4.5 is getting a little bit too high, and it looks like somebody's gonna be out, and unfortunately, I just don't want all the money to be on one side, man. It's the last game of the night. Y'all, you know how it is. Y'all know how the NBA is, man. So I said all that to say that I would probably stay off of it now. I do have money on the Clippers. Hatchimore left last night. Yeah, Hatchimore definitely going to be out. He definitely going to be out. He had like strained his knee or something like that. Vanderbilt, don't know if he's cleared to play back-to-backs yet. Don't know if Luka's cleared to play back-to-back. LeBron kind of, you know what I'm saying, was a little gimpy last night, was still stayed in the game, but it's just little shits like that you got to watch when the team is playing back-to-back. They might fucking sit everybody in this one, man, and just kind of like, we're going to use this as a rest day. So that's just how I'm thinking, man. But one play today, I'll go official with, man, Raptors +2 for me. Did bet the Clippers. If everybody played for the Nuggets, would like to bet them as well. But that's just what I'm thinking, man. Would lean towards the Hawks, would lean towards the Grizzlies. I'm on the Raptors. Smallest of lean to the fucking Suns. Man, I don't know how the hell I would lay point anybody, but I do have a heavy lean to the Wolves. I might get there with them, man, because I know they're gonna be pissed off. I know that they're the better team. I know that they're due to come up, and I know that the Jazz aren't necessarily interested in winning games, but definitely on the Raptors plus a 2 today, and I'm on the Clippers on the money line as well, man. So that's the show. Went through every game for y'all. Would like to get my passion back for the NBA and start back doing these shows every single day. But it's just I see the direction that the sports world in general is going. So unfortunately, that's really altered my passion, to do a show, to even bet on games, to even watch it. To be perfectly honest, which I'd rather go play basketball with my son, train him and his teammates, or like just go out there playing basketball. I still have a passion for the game of basketball, but I have a passion for real basketball, you know what I'm saying? So this is not what we're getting anymore. So it's all love, man. I still love you guys. I would love to do this every single day. It's just that there's something that's just not right with myself in the NBA right now, man. Just being perfectly honest with you. So Raptors plus a 2. That's what I'm going with for the show. I do need Clippers money line. I do like the Wolves. I do like the smallest of leans to the Hawks as well, my guys. That's the show. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all making some money, man. Hope y'all make some money tonight. Smack the shit out the books, man. It's all love. It's us against the bookies. Y'all have a great day. And I'm out, my guys.